The holographic display flickered in the dimly lit command center of the Earth Defense Fleet's flagship, the Titan's Wrath. Admiral Kane studied the tactical readouts with cold precision, his weathered face betraying nothing of the fury that burned within him. For 3 years, humanity had trusted the Galactic Council's promises of peace and mutual cooperation. For 3 years, they had been deceived. The proof lay scattered across his desk in the form of encrypted communications, witness testimonies, and forensic evidence that painted a picture of systematic betrayal. The Council had been selling human colony locations to the Void Hunters, the galaxy's most feared raiders, while publicly condemning their attacks and offering hollow condolences to the bereaved families on Earth. Admiral, Commander Blake approached. With measured steps, her voice carefully controlled. The fleet is in position. All battle groups report ready for Operation Reckoning. Kane nodded slowly, his gaze never leaving the star charts. 18 human colonies had been wiped out over the past 2 years. Millions of innocent civilians had perished while the Council members lined their coffers with blood money. The elegant lies they had spun about investigating the attacks and strengthening security, measures now rang hollow in the face of undeniable evidence. The breakthrough had come from an unlikely source. A dying Council operative named Vex, mortally wounded during a Void Hunter raid he had helped orchestrate, had transmitted the complete conspiracy to Earth's intelligence network in his final moments. Perhaps guilt had finally overcome greed, or perhaps he simply wanted to drag his conspirators down with him. The reason mattered little now. Earth's response had been swift and methodical. While maintaining diplomatic appearances, humanity had quietly repositioned its most powerful warships throughout Council space. The alien politicians had grown complacent in their treachery, never imagining that the supposedly primitive humans possessed the capability for such coordinated deception. Kane activated his personal communicator, connecting to the bridge. "Captain, read, signal all ships. Begin the operation." The first target was Nexus Prime, the Council's administrative heart. The massive space station orbited a binary star system, its gleaming towers housing the corrupt officials who had orchestrated humanity's suffering. 3 Earth dreadnoughts materialized from hyperspace, their rail cannons already charging for the opening salvo. Council security forces scrambled to respond, but their ships had been designed for policing trade disputes and suppressing minor rebellions. They were utterly unprepared for the devastating firepower that humanity had developed in secret. Earth's warships moved with lethal efficiency, their crews trained for this moment through countless simulations. The station's shields collapsed under the relentless bombardment. Escape pods jettisoned frantically as the once mighty symbol of galactic authority crumbled into burning debris. Kane felt no satisfaction in the destruction. Only cold justice served for the countless lives lost due to Council treachery. Simultaneously, Earth fleets struck at 7 other Council strongholds across the galaxy. Each attack was precisely calculated to eliminate military assets while allowing civilian evacuation. Humanity had not forgotten its moral principles, even in the face of such betrayal. They would not become the monsters they fought against. The alien news networks erupted in confusion and outrage. How had the primitive humans managed such a coordinated assault? Council representatives who survived the initial strikes demanded explanations, threatening economic sanctions and military retaliation. Their protests fell on deaf ears. Ambassador Ellis, Earth's senior diplomatic representative, appeared before the emergency council session via secured transmission. Her voice carried the weight of humanity's accumulated grief and righteous anger. As she laid bare the evidence of their crimes, financial records, communication intercepts, and survivor testimonies painted an undeniable picture of corruption and complicity. "For too long," Ellis declared to the stunned assembly, "you have fed on human suffering while wearing masks of sympathy. You have sold our children to butchers while speaking of peace and cooperation. Today, that ends. The revelation sent shockwaves through the galactic community. Species that had considered themselves allies of the Council began demanding investigations into their own treatment. Long-suppressed grievances surfaced as the full scope of Council manipulation became apparent. Some Council members attempted to negotiate, offering reparations and promising reform. Kane rejected every overture. Trust, once broken so completely, could not be rebuilt with words and promises. Earth would forge its own path among the stars, protecting its people and its principles without relying on corrupt alien institutions. The campaign lasted 3 weeks. Earth's fleets systematically dismantled Council military infrastructure, while broadcasting evidence of their crimes to every corner of the galaxy. Former Council client species began declaring independence, inspired by humanity's bold stand against oppression. When the guns finally fell silent, the old order lay in ruins. The Galactic Council existed only as a cautionary tale about the price of betrayal. In its place, humanity began forming new alliances based on mutual respect and transparency, rather than exploitation and deceit. Kane stood on the observation deck of his flagship, watching Earth's blue marble grow larger in the viewport as they returned home. The war was over, but the work of building a better galaxy had only just begun. Humanity had proven that even in the vast darkness of space, some principles were worth fighting for, and some betrayals could never be forgiven. Stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, freed from the shadow of Council treachery.